Later this week, Triad Cultural Arts is hosting a new exhibit. It's titled Navigating Jim Crow, the Green Book and Oasis Spaces in North Carolina. It will be on display in Winston-Salem through November.
So joining us now is Cheryl Harry. She is the founder of Triad Cultural Arts. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
So tell us more about the purpose of this exhibit. We'd love to learn more.
The Green Book exhibit is a dynamic panel exhibit that talks about African American travel during the Jim Crow era. As you know, many places did not allow African Americans to come to restaurants. You couldn't stay in certain hotels. So Victor Hugo, who actually lived in New York, put together what was called the Green Book Motorist Guides. And for states all across the country, he listed places that African Americans could go get their hair done, taxi cabs, places they could stay, restaurants they could eat in, and all types of businesses that provided services for African Americans.
So Cheryl, what sorts of elements can people expect to see as they kind of make their way through this exhibit?
Well, I think the good thing about this exhibit is, first of all, it's a panel exhibit and it's full of illustrations and it has a lot of content that's easy to read. Additionally, we'll have monitors. The Forsyth Historic Resources Commission has put together this awesome online exhibit of the 18 sites, Green Book sites that existed in Winston-Salem. So people will have an opportunity to scroll through that exhibit as well and learn more about that history. It's going to be a compelling exhibit. Activities for kids will be here as well. Crossword puzzles. They'll have little navigation games that they can play on their own. So it's going to be a very informative exhibit.
So we know that the opening day for this exhibition is going to be on Thursday. Can you tell us more about the reception and what that will entail?
Right. The reception will actually be on Thursday, October 12th at 6 o'clock. We'll be at the Enterprise Center on Martin Luther King Drive. There we'll have a lot of our sponsors will be here as well to welcome people and talk about the importance of this exhibit and why they signed on to it as well. We'll have all of the panels, all the monitors will be up. We'll have lots of engaging activities.
Well, Cheryl, if you could this morning, before we let you go, just talk about the significance of this and what you're hoping people will learn, what they will walk away feeling, maybe inspired and educated as they attend the Green Book exhibit.
Right. I think the great thing about historical exhibits is that they inform us of who we were so that now we know who we are. The things that happen in the past always project or the future. So when you're asking questions about why is this, why is that, you just look back. So that gives us an opportunity not to repeat those same mistakes. It also becomes a challenge to us. Now that we know, can we do better? What can we do to affect change? So that's what we want people to walk away with. First, an understanding of why things are the way that they are. And secondly, what can I do to be a change agent?
And Cheryl, I'm sure that you have heard so much about the Green Book over the years and you were aware of its history, but was there anything that surprised you when all of the elements were being put together and curated? Were there any fun facts or locations that you weren't aware of?
Yes. First of all, I did not know it was that many Green Book locations in Winston-Salem. And I think the compelling piece for me is how the community came together and how we created these oasis spaces, you know, where you could just be yourself, free from the racism. You could just be who you were. And another really fun fact is Fats Waller actually performed here in Winston at the Robert E. Lee, but of course, you know, he couldn't stay there, but they wanted him to perform that night. And he said, no, this is my birthday. He had his first birthday at Club 709, which is one of the Green Book locations. You know, we had other celebrities that came here, Ella Fitzgerald, um, Langston Hughes. So those people would have had to stay in Green Book locations.
Wow. So cool to know that they could have been here in the Triad, and again, that there were so many spots that had that kind of historical significance. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Yes, we appreciate your time and for what you're doing. Folks at home, here's the information on your screen. The Green Book Project exhibition makes its Triad debut this Thursday, October 12th for that reception. It'll be held at the Enterprise Center in Winston-Salem through November 18th. It's located on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. You can find more information, stay updated by visiting triadculturalarts.org.